Hello everybody, this is Wild Nerd. I figured that I would do something that I've been wanting to do for a bit, and that is kind of sort of teaching how to play The Sims. Um, I can't show like everything because I'm not an expert and there's stuff that I don't fully know how to do. But today's video we're going to show you I'm going to show you how to create a new game. So, typically when you open up The Sims, you see the screen that you're seeing right now, which is the home screen. It has like all this different stuff on the side over here that you can scroll through. Usually it's just announcements and stuff. For like new expansion packs and stuff packs and game packs and kits. You have the marketplace up here, which we're not going to get into because I have no idea what the heck that is anymore. But what we're going to do is start a new game. So all the stuff that you're going to need for starting a new game is going to be on the left side of your screen. So if you've already played before, it'll show you your current household that you've played. This is my current household, the Mannix. It tells you how many simoleons they have, which is the in-game currency, and you can resume the game, you can load the game, or you can start a new game. I did not know that you could access the gallery from the home screen. That's new. Scenarios are, again, different thing that I will show you guys later. But right now we're going to just click new game. And then you will go into the load screen, brief load screen, and this is create a sim. Create a sim is where you go to create your sims, obviously. Now you can either customize them fully on your own, or you can do what this is asking me to do, which is if you would like to create their story by going through a personality quiz, and then you can customize after. So we're actually going to go ahead and do this so I can show you guys how that works. It'll give you the questions. So this says, what age am I? We're going to do a young adult sim, not an elder or an adult. There are different age categories, which we'll get into in a bit. The Great Outdoors. So this is from Outdoor Retreat. I only have that one pack installed, so it's just base game and Outdoor Retreat right now for me. So the Great Outdoors it's in the name, great. Outside, I'm inside. Or where frogs live. Ew. We're gonna go with outside. I'm inside. And I'm not an outdoorsy person. What kind of home do I want to live in? Big luxurious house, does it matter? I'm always working. Or family friendly home. Can I read? We're gonna do that one. So that, as you can see, gave us our aspiration up here, which I will get into. It's dinner time. I'm getting hungry. What's the plan? We're gonna go with searching Simstagram for recipes. In this one, at social events, I am the person who brings a guitar, life of a party, or picking fights. I'm actually gonna do a new question because I don't like the answers for this one. So I'm gonna hit this new question button right here. Alright, the best food is grown yourself, caught hook, line, and sinker, or prepared by a chef. Let's go grown yourself. So that gave us... So basically what this says is it fills up in here, which we'll get into. How do I cheer myself up? I spend time with family, I guess. Internet is for llama memes. Someone makes a joke about me. How do I react? We're gonna laugh and play along. Found a strange plant outside. What do I do? Avoid it. It might be poisonous. Ew. Nope. 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 No bugs. I don't do bugs. What's the first thing I do after a long day of work? Take a shower. Alright. So as you can see up here, it has given us, basically... Alright, so here, look. So it says, hey, nice to meet you. Feel free to assign my gender, adjust my appearance, and select my clothing thanks to my Sims story. I already have aspirations, traits, and skills that you can update. Don't forget to give me a name. So over here, you'll see. So this is our story. So our career is tech guru. We have a bonus skill in programming. We start off with the cooking skill. We start off with the comedy skill. And we start out with standard fun. So it's about 20,000 simoleons. So that's our story. Our aspiration in life is to become a joke star. So we have the gregarious bonus trait that comes with that aspiration. We are squeamish, a snob, and a foodie. Interesting. I've never played with a sim like that. So now what you can do here is, if you wanted to, there's these other buttons that you can use. So this is picking a cause of death. So if you want to play with the ghost, so let's see, we'll do Death by Cowplant. So as you can see, he's just gonna be a ghost, the sim. Or you can do, I think oh, Death by Murder. I forgot that I had that in here. You can do Death by Fire. No, you know what? It's the water. It's like drowning. Well, your sim will just be drippy. We're not gonna have a death though, because we don't want that. So now our sim is alive again. Down here, you can pick preferences. So like your sim's favorite activities, hobbies, skills, their favorite color if you want to assign them a favorite color, and their favorite music genre. I like to do those in game because they will pop up in game as cards, chance cards, kind of. So really quickly, what I like to do when I first start is I like to completely, I like to put my sims like full on, like just in their skivvies birthday suit. I am gonna turn this guy into a female. I gotta redo all that, really. You couldn't have just kept her naked. So I don't like to start off with anything, only because I like to be able to actually see my sim, so I can adjust things. So like if I click on her tummy here, I can bring it in or I can bring it out. Same with her hips, I can bring those out or in, however I feel like. Basically, you can do this with all of your like the body parts and everything. I have a height slider, I do believe, installed. So yes, see, I can make her taller or shorter, but that's only because I have a mod. So this is something I like to do with my sims because simply because as far as like making them naked, is because it makes it easier for you to see what's going on and what body parts you're adjusting. And I like to make my sims as realistic as I can. Sometimes I give so right. Oh, and then here we have the body sliders, which I almost forgot to do. I like to make these like just about in the middle on both of them. So if you do this one up, this one makes your sim either really skinny and look like they're malnourished, or super buff and muscular. And then like I said, I like to keep that kind of middle. And then this is the same, it's just the other way around, so you can be either super skinny or on the heavier side. I like to just go about midway because regardless, once your sims have babies, if they're a female, they tend to get chubby anyways, and it's really hard in game to fix that. Not like it needs to be fixed, but like if you're like trying to keep your sim relatively at a specific like look, so don't have a lot of kids. So you can also adjust their face, as you can see. So like this is adjusting her chin or her jaw, sorry. Not her chin. This will adjust her chin and like how high, how much it points out, or how much it's inset. You can grab here and this will move her mouth up and down, or in and out. And then her nose, same thing. You can do with her cheeks also, to move her cheekbones up and down. I like to look at the profile when I'm doing some of these because it gives you a better idea of what's going on that end. This will adjust her nose out like that. I always give my sims kind of tiny ears. So, but you can adjust those as well. You can adjust the eyebrows. And then the fun part is if you go into this handy dandy little button, in just a second, because I'm going to pick different eyebrows. Go into here, you can edit detailed mode, which will allow you to finely adjust things at a more finite level. So like if I wanted to, I can give her like really thick lips and have them like really pursed. Same with her jaw. You can bring that in more. You can bring her ears in or down. And then you can move the forehead to bring her face and make it elongated or not. So yeah, so really quick, I'm going to speed run through here real quick and just kind of create a sim, and then I will show you guys the more of the CAS stuff. All right, so I'm back. Okay, so as you guys saw, I basically went through and just kind of adjusted some things. So I did her eyebrows, which, like I said, you can adjust over here. I also adjusted her eye shape, which is this button, is just by clicking on her eyes, or you can go into the face category. Oh wait, no, you can't. Oh, see, this is me learning too. You click on her eyes, it'll bring you to the eyes. You can pick a different preset, or you can just do it on your own. Same with her mouth. You click on that and it'll give you different presets. You can click on the chin, the jaw, her cheeks, her ears, all that stuff. I think you can, the head shape and everything. So the reason I make my Sims bald and naked is to do all of that. And then I go into face and I click on skin details. Now I have custom content installed and I have very specific presets that I like to use. I like the skin, which is the penguin skin here, but there are different ones that you can get depending on what you're looking for. As you can see, they all affect differently. This one I think gives freckles to different parts of her face if you wanted. A lot of the skin tones though, they do interact with each other differently. So like this one I can keep on and have these freckles here, which are part of the game. But they don't, like, you can't see them very well. But I think I'm gonna give her the little faint freckles. Something else you can adjust is the teeth. So if I really wanted her to, she could have some funky looking teeth here. Or she could have braces. She could have buck teeth. She could have a gap in her tooth in the front. She could have gold cavity covers, caps on her teeth, or she could have like broken teeth. I stick with the default. Eye details. This is just like if you want her to have like bags or something, or to look older. That's a lot of what the skin details do also. So as you can see in here, there's different skin overlays and stuff that you can put on to make your sim look older. So next up is skin tones. This is where you will obviously pick the skin color of your sim. I actually don't mind her default skin that she popped in with, but you can change it if you wanted. These down here are typically used for like alien and vampire sims, or like supernatural themed paranormally sims. I don't typically use those. So let's jump into hair real quick. So the hair categories, I just realized my UI, hold on. Okay, sorry, I had to adjust my UI. I just realized that was why my CAS is over here so much. But yeah, so these are all the different hair types. As you can see, there are quite a few, even with just the base game and the outdoor retreat pack. You can also go through and pick outfit categories if you wanted specific ones. You can pick colors, the choice. So if you wanted to have like more masculine style hairs, it'll bring those up. If they're tagged masculine, which pack it comes from. So the base game hairs and stuff. If you've purchased it. So like these are all of my outdoor retreat hairs that you can use. Event rewards. So I do believe, which one was this from? Happy Home event. I don't remember which event that was, but yeah. So there are different things that you can click over here, or you can click here, which will give you the different types of hairs. So you got short hairs. Don't mind the creative custom ones; those don't count. They're tagged all randomly 90% of the time. But these will give you all like the shorter hairstyles, the bobs and the pixie cuts and everything. Typically, even on custom content, as long as it's custom tagged correctly. So as you can see, like my custom bobs, this updo, which I guess counts as a short hairstyle. Same with the medium hairstyles. You'll have like the different like medium length. This one I feel like should be in short because that's like, anyways. But you know, the long and the updos. So I'm going to pick though based off of her face shape, which is why I do that first. And without the hairs on, because then I can pick accurately based on like the shape of her face and how the hair looks around and frames her face. I didn't have a specific hair that I wanted to go with though, but I do like this one. This one's cute. She does need a slightly darker hair color though. Ooh, maybe that red. I like that. So yeah, we're gonna go with that. And then you have headwear if you want to put a hat on your sim. I'm not gonna put one on her only because it will kind of hide all of her hair. But 90% of the hairs that I try to download when I download custom content, they work with hats. All of the Sims hairs work with hats, obviously. But you have different types of hats. So you have like headwear. So like I have earmuffs from the SpongeBob event. I have this hair bow, which I think is just base game. You have baseball caps, brimless, and brimmed. So same kind of categories. So this is the next one though. This is accessories. So this is categorized into ears or piercings. So this is typically earrings and stuff that you can put on your sim. You've got glasses. So if I wanted to give her like an eye patch or whatever, or a masquerade mask, or these really pretty butterfly glasses, or just like some standard frames. There are ones that I do like. These ones, I think that works for her because she's a tech guru. So and then you have necklaces if you want to put a necklace on your sim, and this does come in with masculine sims as well. I think we're gonna leave that off though for right now. And then the best category I think is the medical wearables that are part of the head category. You can put hearing aids or cochlear. I think these are actually just hearing aids. I'm not 100% sure. I don't have aid hearing accessories, but this is what those are. So you can either have it in both ears, in just one ear, and then on the other side. I don't want her to have these. I do have a sim that has those. It's in my other household. And then we have makeup. So you have eyeshadow, eyeliner, eyelashes, cheeks, lips, and face paint, or full face, like if you want to make your sim a clown. So I'm gonna give her some eyeliner, eyeshadow, and I actually don't have the one that I typically like to use in here. So these all come with different sliders. The custom content ones, typically the opacity is about the only thing that works. Hue, here I'll show you with this one. So on the hue, I can change this to make it any custom color. If like I want this, it's not available, then I can make it less. I can make the saturation more. I can make it brighter or darker. But like I said, typically with the custom content, the opacity is about the only thing that's going to work, because I've never seen any of these other sliders work. So we're going to just give her some, not that eyeliner. I think we're just going to give her some basic eyeliner, and then I'm going to tone down the opacity. Custom eyelashes as always. And what are you clipping with? Ooh, I hope that's not clipping with the glasses. Is that clipping? Oh, it clips with the glasses. That is a problem. Oh, okay. We want these ones. We want the ones that didn't clip with the glasses. So I typically give my sim these eyelashes. These are I don't know how to pronounce it, but I will Google the creator and link that in the description. Oh no, that's the blood splatter. We don't want that. Nope, nope. We want just regular standard blush, please. And we don't want it to be so obvious. Same with the lips. I think this one could work. And then we'll just kind of tone it down. All right. That's about it up there, I believe, right? Yep. And then down here, so you'll have body, which again, you get the skin tones. You get the body types. I have custom body types, so don't worry about those. These are the typical ones that come with the game. This I think is the closest one to what I've preset her at. You have tattoos that you can put on your Sims, depending on where you want it. You can customize a tattoo, I do believe. If you wanted to, I forget where. I think you have to go into the gallery and search tattoos. And then you have arm hair. This came with the high school update. So like if you want your sim to have arm hair or not, I am gonna give her arm hair, but I want it to be kind of light, but not like overly light, because I hate that color, but I don't want it to be like so obvious that she's got it. Can you even see? No. Okay, so I guess we're not gonna have arm hair. Same with torsos. You can give your sim torso hair. We're not gonna do all that. Back hair, leg hair. This would be great if you have high school years because it does technically grow. And then you have body scars. Right now, because I only have base game installed, you only have this one, and I'm not 100% sure what kind of surgery or scar that's supposed to represent. So we're not going to do that. And then you have skin details. So if you want your sim to have freckles all over their body, or to have vitiligo, you can do that, which I believe is what this is for. And then these can be layered depending on what part of the body they affect. So like, as you can see. Then you can have like stretch mark. What are these for? Shadows. I don't know what that one's for. But yeah. I don't know what that one is. I know there's stretch marks that you can do for like to show pregnancy and everything, I think. Oh, these are birthmark style. But yeah, so all those. And then there's more medical wearables here. So you have like a glucose monitor in different styles. It keeps turning her, sorry. So you can have one on each arm. You can have one on her hips. But yeah, so it just gives you different things. So we're gonna do styled looks next. And that is preset styles that the game gives you based on different outfits that you can find inside the clothing categories. I don't typically use these just because they're kind of lame and they're kind of like meh. But these will update your Sims makeup, their earrings, and jewelry and stuff. It won't change the hair. So like if I pick this, it won't change her hair, but it updates everything else. So like it took off her glasses, it took off her eyeshadow that I had. It took off the glasses and everything. So I'm going to undo all that so that I have my stuff back. But yeah, these are great if you're just coming in to create a sim and you want to just like pop something on your sim real quick. Otherwise, you can go into tops and you can choose from all of the same outfits, styles or choices, and the different colorways and all that fun stuff. You've got full body outfits, and again, these are all classified depending on like what kind of style it is. So like if I wanted just blouses, or things that are classified as a blouse, I would click that tab and then it'll give me all the quote unquote blouses, because that's not a blouse, that is a tube top. It'll do the same with jackets, t-shirts, sweaters, all that stuff. Full body, you've got the jumpsuits, the long dresses, the short dresses, sets, all that stuff. Costumes, which is great for if you have seasons installed and you want to do like Halloween. And then bottoms, you've got pants, skirts, shorts, leggings, basically. You get cropped underwear, and then swimsuit bottoms. And then you have accessories that you can put on. So you've got bracelets, which will zoom you automatically into your Sim's wrist for whatever reason, even though when you click on this bracelet, it's on this wrist. Fun. But yeah, different wrist or bracelets. You've got gloves, which for whatever reason doesn't keep you inside, but I guess, are those mittens? That is so dope. That goes with the earmuffs. You've got rings, which again, doesn't matter which ring you click on, it automatically pops you into the one side, which I think is kind of lame. You can put nail polish on your Sims. Now, the more packs that you have, obviously the more stuff that you have to choose from, which is awesome in theory. But then it kind of makes going into also a little bit difficult sometimes to come up with outfits. And then you also have toenail polish. Now, this will never chip, but if you have spa day, it chips if you get it done at a spa. So if I wanted her to wear these leggings or whatever, this will pop up, and then I can put her in like this swimsuit, and this will be her outfit. I'm not going to do that though because it's kind of weird. But yeah, so those are the leggings. You've got socks, which do about the same. They can go over the leggings, and they do. And then you have skin effects, which is this weird body glow thing that I don't understand. And then you can have now layered clothing. So like if I want to do this under, let's say this, and layer that, now she's got a layer and she's not like completely showing off her chest hair. And then shoes, again, you have sandals, flats, loafers, different styles of shoes. So I'm really quickly going to go in and dress her, and I will see you guys at the end of the video. Alright, I am back. So as you saw, it took me a minute. I was thinking of some things that I didn't quite go over when I was showing off some of the features. So what I want to do is explain those. So you'll see in the little create a sim thing, which will be a speedrun, that I kind of copied all of her makeup without actually going through by hitting this button here. So this applies everything to that you've got selected. So right now it's just her hairstyle to all of her outfits. So if I were to come in here and put some earrings on her, let's say we'll just put these. So as you can see, they're only on her every day. They're not on any other outfit. But if I wanted them to be on every outfit, I would just hit apply to all outfits. And now she's got earrings on every single one of her outfits. I don't want her to have earrings, so we're going to go through and take those off. Actually, she can have them for formal. I don't want those specific earrings, so maybe we just do some simple studs. So let's go through, take those off of everything. Another thing that I realized is that I didn't explain that that also works with the outfit. So if I really wanted her to, she would wear this full outfit for all of her outfits. Like even if, for example, which is the other thing I didn't explain, I wanted to create a secondary everyday outfit. Right now it's just copy and pasted of this. So as you can see, no matter which one I choose, she's still in this. But if I go ahead and choose a different outfit, so like let's say this is her outfit for her business meetings and she wants to be more casual when she's at home. So we're gonna give her something like this maybe, because that's kind of cute. That kind of speaks to her career, in my opinion. I don't know what a tech career does, but maybe this outfit. So now she's got that outfit for here and this outfit for here. So she's kind of like boss babe, casual boss babe. I actually do like that outfit. I think I'm gonna keep that. You can do that for every outfit category. So like if I wanted her to have 2 different formal wears or 2 different athletics or sleepwear, everyday or party wear, swim, hot weather, cold weather, I could. Now the thing with hot weather and cold weather is these outfits are kind of null and void if you do not have seasons involved, because you will never see these outfits. I set them just because it's force of habit for me. And that's pretty much it on just your single sim. If you click off, it'll completely take away the whole menus. Now that's pretty much it on outfit creation and stuff. So now we gotta name her. I'm going to randomize because I like to do that. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3. That's a good name. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, maybe one more. Ooh, no. Last names I always tend to do quite a few. Sure. She could be cheese. And then you can change her pronouns if you wanted. So you can do custom pronouns, which will bring up this box. So if you want, they would like a grilled cheese. So if I wanted to, I could be like, it would like a grilled cheese, or sorry, paranormal. So Bob told paranormal about the best grilled cheese recipe ever. So grilled cheese is even first love. That burnt grilled cheese is hello. That is not how you spell George. Eliza made the grilled cheese George. That kind of thing. You can do your custom pronouns. We're not going to do that though. I'm going to stick with she, her pronouns right now. Then you can change the identity. So as you saw when we first created her, you can change her gender. But if you click these 3 dots underneath here, which is customize, you can also change her physical frame, her clothing preference, whether she can or can't get pregnant, if she produces milk, and then if she uses the toilet standing up. So as you can see, it says the sim uses the toilet standing up. We're going to switch that to no, because she is not someone that's going to use the toilet standing up. I can also switch her sexual orientation. So if I wanted her to be attracted to men and women, not explore romantically and then be interested in woohoo with men and women, we can do that. Same with romantic boundaries. So if your sim gets jealous if their partner engages in non-physical romance, engages in physical romance, or engages in woohoo with other sims, and if they can change it by talking about it with other Sims. I don't play with all this. I have not played with all this. I would like to play with all this at some point. But for right now, I'm just going to leave everything at yes. I'm going to make sure that this sets here. And then also you can up here, which is the next thing. This would be where you would change your life stage. As you can see, we only have adult, elder, and young adult selectable. That's because we did the stories, and those are the only 3 life stages that you can do a story for. If I wanted to, I could change her to be a teen, a child, a toddler, or an infant. But that we'll go into in a second. Default walk styles. So this is the way your sim will walk when they're out in the world. So because she's kind of snobby, I think I'm going to give her the snooty walk, but we also have the swagger walk as well as this perky walk, which you guys seen first. The feminine walk, which is more of a hip swagger. I think this would be more for like a model. Tough guy walk. The goofy walk. A sluggish walk. A bouncy walk. And then if you want your sim to be extra creepy. But like I said, I think we're going to go with the snooty walk because she's a snob. And then also what you can do is you can adjust her voice sound, the way her voice sounds. So right now, that's what her voice sounds like. I'm going to make it a little bit more high pitched. But if I wanted to, I could also bring it all the way down here. This will change the tone just a little bit. So, I like to use the melodic voice just because I like how it sounds. But yeah. So that's pretty much it on her. Now, if I really wanted to, because I know you guys are probably asking what this button does, this is to add a relationship or edit relationships. And that to do that, you have to come down here to the bottom left corner where it says add sim. Now, you can either play with genetics, you can add a new sim just straight up, you can add a sim from the gallery, or you can do another story sim, which would be like how we did with her. I'm just going to add a new sim so I can show you guys stuff. So as you can see, now we have all these options here. So this is the infant, toddler, child, and teen. Teens tend to look like adults. That's why I have the height sliders, is so that I can make them shorter. So that they very much differ from the adults. Same with kind of elders, I think. You can make them shorter because, like, I know with my grandma, she was short. She was not tall like I am. She was short. So this would be to edit the relationship, and what that panel looks like. So you can either make this sim our original sim's sister, spouse, daughter, engaged, or their partner. I'm not going to do that because I'm going to actually delete this sim. But then you would just click OK. And then if you decide you don't want a sim like I am going to right now, you can just click down here where it says delete the sim. It'll tell you to, ask you if you're sure. Yes, I'm sure. And then it'll just bring you back to your original sim. If you want to share this sim with anybody on the gallery, you're going to click this button right here where it says save household. It's going to bring up this page. You can change her name up here. So if I wanted to, I could put her full name, if I can type today. And then that'll show you on the gallery page what her aspiration is, her traits are, and whether she's a human or not. That's to be used for other things. If you have other packs, you can change the pose that she does in her gallery portrait. You can put the description. So like if I wanted to, so I'm going to put showing how to use CAS, and then I'm going to hit this button right here where it says share to household, to gallery. If I click this one, it'll just save it to my library, but if I click this one, it'll do both. So see, she's already been saved. She is now officially on my gallery, but you will have to search custom content. To get into the gallery, which I will show you how to do, you can either add some from gallery here, or you can open the gallery here. We're going to do it from here. And then this is going to bring you up this page. You're going to want to click over here where it says households. Apparently the gallery is broken because it is showing houses. So yeah, sometimes just clicking around will help you out. You can come in here. So this sim is two different sims. You've got a girl named Leah Schulz and Patrick Tabon. I'm not going to try to say his name, but these are both teenagers. As you can see, they are human. If you wanted to, let me see. So I can show you one. I hate that there are so many packs in this game. This is what I mean when I say it takes like forever once you have like all these extra packs. You know what? We're gonna skip that. I'm gonna just search vampires. Let's see. This is Vampire Sister. So if I click on these, it doesn't show what it is, but these are definitely vampires. You can tell because it shows you doubles. So this is their normal human skin. This is their vampire person. And then it'll also tell you, as you can see, which packs that you don't have. So I don't have the Royalty and Legacy pack or the Silver Screen Style kit, both of which these sims use. But I do have these packs and this maker pack. So the things that it uses that I don't have are all these items, which is no big deal because I'm not going to download one. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You can search houses on here too, which we'll get into in a different video. But that is it for today. And basically, so once you're done with your sim, you're going to hit play. You're going to hit save and play, and then it'll pop you into load screen. And it'll pop you into this menu, basically. And I will see you guys in another video. Bye!